This is the human heart. Central to our physical body, our survival, revered by poets throughout history as the emotional center of our being. The place we instinctively touch when asked to point to ourselves. And now, what we have known intuitively is being understood scientifically. Researchers are unlocking a new science of the heart that could change everything we know about health and our interconnected nature. Coherence is a state of balance between heart, mind, and emotions, creating a favorable cascade of neural, hormonal, and biochemical events that benefit the entire body. But this phenomenon not only benefits us personally, it affects everything around us, emitting an electromagnetic field that can be measured up to 3 feet outside of the body. When you are in coherence, your heart resonates at the same frequency as the Earth's magnetic field. This frequency positively affects everything around you. When a group of people are in coherence together, this effect is magnified. Could communities synchronized in coherence lower violence, accelerate cooperation, and global harmony? This is the purpose of the Global Coherence Pulse. If we can measure the impact of thousands of people in coherence at the same time, it could lead to a breakthrough in understanding the full potential of the human heart. All you need to participate is your presence and your heart. To take it to the next level, join the research study by downloading the app and getting an HRV monitor to measure your personal coherence. The world needs it more than ever before. Each human heart is unique and magnificent by itself. But imagine what could be possible when we unify.
Welcome everyone. Welcome to the Daily Global Coherence Pulse during Peace Week 2022. I can't believe it's day 97 of 99 days of making a commitment together to explore what it means to embody peace through unity and take action in the world from this new place. So we're excited that you joined us today. Thanks for taking this hour to nourish yourself, to experience these 7 core need themes more deeply, and come together and pulse the planet with our love and our commitment and our yes to moving forward as a diverse and unified force for change. So today our theme, one of the core needs, is comfortable shelter. And I was thinking, just really thinking deeply about that feeling of comfortable shelter and how connected that is to a feeling of just resting on our mother in whatever way that comes to you. And we also, underlying the pulse and underlying Peace Week and underlying so much, is this emerging unified worldview and unified narrative, as Gary said in our pre-show, a unified experience. We're beginning to experience the truth of our interconnectedness, of our inseparability with each other. And that's really essential in what we're doing here with the Pulse. So we begin each of these with a global silent minute and also an attunement from one of our islands of coherence cohorts. And today it is Kelly Lynn Ford. So Dot, I hand it over to you for us to begin in sacred silence for this Pulse today.
Thank you, Teresa. Today, we dedicate the Global Silent Minute to comfortable shelter for humans, animals, and all of life. During these 99 days of peace through unity, we are co-creating a field of heart coherence, a shared space for all of us to discover together how we can cooperate and collaborate in community as we listen deeply to what is emerging and demanding new expression through us for the good of the whole. Listen is an anagram of silent. This listening is at the very heart of our daily Global Silent Minute at 9 p.m. GMT, where we meet and hold space in silence, listening from the deepest aspect of being as we unite our hearts across distance, around the globe, and across the veil. Let us listen deeply as we ask, what is our potential as we unite and come into coherence together as a community, expressing peace through unity, holding each other and all of life in our hearts? The power of silence is greater than we know. It is in silence that we unite our hearts across distance in common union, in sacred unity, in community. The power of our simultaneous thought with shared intention increases its potency exponentially. So let us prepare to enter the silence together. With a deep breath, we activate the spirit of peace in our own hearts. And we unite our fiery hearts across distance. Now we invite all those on the other side of the veil to join us. As we hold the shared intention of coming together in peace through unity, aligned in shared purpose to ensure that the needs of all of life are met. And now, as the Tibetan bowl sounds, we enter 1 minute of silence, dedicated to a world in which humans, animals, and all of life have guaranteed access to comfortable shelter.
As you continue to attune and rest in this field of silence, I invite you to become aware of what is most present, most alive in you right now. Breathing with it, giving it room, and letting it take the space that it needs in this moment. This is comfortable shelter that you are providing for yourself right now. With each deep, conscious breath, you expand your capacity to provide comfortable shelter for yourself. Imagine the most exquisite shelter that now extends beyond yourself, for yourself, and all inhabitants of the earth. See all of humanity and her creatures nestled in comfortable shelter that's perfectly attuned to the earth, honoring each species and its unique needs, co-creating and coexisting in a field of harmony, synergy, respect, and love. Imagine these shelters in beautiful settings, abundant with living soil, healthy water, vitalizing food, fresh, clean air, and physical and emotional safety. Feel the seamless interconnectedness of these essential core needs, creating our supportive and harmonious home here on Earth. Feel your gratitude for this comfortable shelter. Breathe deeply and make space inside your heart as if it were present in your life right here, right now. Invite another deep breath in to ground this intention for comfortable shelter all the way through your body into the earth. During this event, let's hold space for a grander version of ourselves to take shape, to presence itself in the form of comfortable shelter for all. And in so doing, we share this vision with the intelligent field of love that we reside and have our being in forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you, Dot and Kelly Lynn, bringing us through in this state of silence and into this feeling of comfortable shelter inside of our hearts. We can do a global silent minute every day at 5 p.m. It's happening all around the world, and we can add our energy to it. You can feel, Dot, how powerful it is. We've been doing it every day, and I almost disappear into a larger space of awareness every time now that we do that together. Thank you, community. Thank you, community. Yeah. And Kelly Lynn, thank you so much. Kelly Lynn's one of our cohorts. She hosts a community engagement opportunity called Peace Pockets, and it's really beautiful. And if you want to know more about here, just visit the connection field in peace through unity, and let's keep dropping in deeper together. And I want to bring on Gary, who is going to be our guide today. You know, every day one of us has taken the opportunity to kind of speak on the theme and move through this beautiful experience of embracing it and pulsing the field and listening more deeply.
And I'm especially just want to say before we hand it over to Gary that both Gary and Kelly Lynn are taking care of their elderly moms. It's a really super precious, precious time. And so, so we can join them in their hearts, like really how precious that is. And the plenary session that's following this is honoring the Divine Mother. So there's something potent here right now, and us really feeling this feeling of our blessed Mother Earth and our blessed mothers all around the world who can hold love in their hearts. So Gary, I'm excited to turn ourselves over to you, and Kelly Lynn and Dot, thank you. You know, such always the most perfect start for the pulse.
The unitive experience. My talk this morning was about the islands of inner peace, cultivating coherence in a traumatized world. And I'm really loving the book, The Myth of Normal, that Dr. Gabor Mate has come up with. It's groundbreaking, and him understanding the toxic culture that we live in. Pretty much everyone, I'm hearing the clicking of keys, my own medicine, the sense of the toxic culture that we're in there. Everyone, literally everyone, is some level of traumatized, unassimilated trauma and loss. And there, I hear yesterday, my mother had a terrible fall, and she's 98 and a half, and she really is ready to go, or at least that's what it seems. And I was lying, I was in ER for 7 hours yesterday, holding her hand next to it as she was lying, writhing in pain. I decided to bring a speaker, and I played some of my music for Islands of Inner Peace. And it was so tender and beautiful to know that I couldn't relieve her pain. There were reasons she couldn't take a certain kind of pain medication yet. But I ended up playing this album that I did called Autumn Stillness, and every so often she'd squeeze my hand as she was holding it, and she'd say, "That's you, right? That's you?" And it was almost like an ET phone home experience where she knew that I came out of her. She knew that we've been on this journey for almost 100, well, for me, it's 69 years. She knew, and she had this kind of ET phone home experience where every minute or so she said, "That's you, that's you." It's almost like she felt, instead of, it distracted her from her pain to feel the sense of belonging to our relationship, and to knowing that I was the vehicle through which this music came through. And it really was a belonging experience, right? It was a kind of shelter in the middle of the emergency room. So I'm being told, and have been for so many times, that it's not about my talking that is the most eloquent, it's the music. So I'm going to share a piece of music that I've been looking for weeks in anticipation of this day. There was a film that I scored in the late 90s, and this one particular piece of music embodies a sense of belonging. And for me, I want us all to just drop into this healthy, comfortable shelter concept as why it's such an essential core need. Because we all want to feel the truth of our belonging to ourselves, to each other, the way my mom felt with me, to the earth, to spirit, to beauty, to nature, but when I realized that I belonged to me, it was a revelation. I went, "Oh my God, I belong to me, and I belong to God, and I belong to the earth, and I belong to me." And suddenly this concept of sovereignty and shelter in my own capacity to steward my self-love had a whole new meaning. So I want to share this piece of music, and I'm sure that in different cultures, home and shelter might not be embodied in this music. You never know. Sometimes things cross cultures, But I'm going to share this piece of music, which is, I remembered it coming through in a way that was so lovely. And it's only about a minute and a half, but it's a concentrated experience of home. So I'm going to just play this. Here we go. And so in the same style as the Listening Fire and the Sacred, the Rest in Resonance event, let's expand our capacity to feel the shelter of the wilderness of the present moment, the shelter of our unity with all things and with our microorganisms and with each other and with this moment. And if this music isn't your definition of home, just allow yourself to go on the ride. It's only 2 minutes, and then we'll have some more things to share. Hold on, I have to start it properly. Here we go. I want to start it properly. Here we go. Just a tiny moment. And it's so funny how a piece of music can come through and you can remember it from 25 years ago. And that music, to me, there's something about it that is an exhale into home for me. I hope it was that for you. And because we're really mostly interested in this sense of shelter, literally and figuratively, let's experience some more immersive vibrational ways to deepen our relationship to shelter, to that sense of belonging. I heard today, just today, that from the moment we're born, we share these common wounds of abandonment, of betrayal, of lack of justice, of humiliation, of rejection. From the moment we're born, we all humans share these experiences. It's no wonder that that sense of shelter in the unconditional loving presence of our own inner parent and our desire to experience that with each other, to be seen, to be held. When I was lying there with my mother, I probably shouldn't have enjoyed it as much as I did, but the simplicity of just being there for her. There was a belonging that in a way I'll never forget. Was just there. She knew I was there and I knew she was there. And so in the spirit of that, let's play the gratitude video that has spawned a pretty remarkable thing. Way back in 2008 or 9, Lynn Twist introduced me to Brother David Steindl-Rast, and I tracked him down, and he's known as the godfather of gratitude. Finally got him in the studio and recorded him for an hour and found that moment when he had dropped out of small self and into big self and spent a day writing some music to it. And the famous cinematographer Louis Schwartzberg said, "You have anything that's about not death?" I said, "Yeah, I have this track with Brother David." And I sent it to him, and the rest his history. He did a TED Talk. It's turned into a gratitude moving video. And now he even just has released a film that has parts of this video in the film called Gratitude Revealed. But there's something about gratitude itself that is siblings to shelter. Let's play that. Let's immerse ourselves in the gratitude as an investment in life rather than a dividend. Kaylin, why don't we play that video right now? I'm going to unshare. Oh, you got it.
You think this is just another day in your life? It's not just another day. It's the one day that is given to you today. It's given to you. It's a gift. It's the only gift that you have right now, and the only appropriate response is gratefulness. If you do nothing else but to cultivate that response to the great gift that this unique day is, if you learn to respond as if it were the first day in your life and the very last day, then you will have spent this day very well. Begin by opening your eyes and be surprised that you have eyes you can open. That incredible array of colors that is constantly offered to us for pure enjoyment. Look at the sky. We so rarely look at the sky. We so rarely note how different it is from moment to moment with clouds coming and going. We just think of the weather, and even of the weather we don't think of all the many nuances of weather. We just think of good weather and bad weather. This day, right now, has unique weather. Maybe a kind that will never exactly in that form come again. The formation of clouds in the sky will never be the same that is right now. Open your eyes, look at that. Look at the faces of people whom you meet. Each one has an incredible story behind their face. A story that you could never fully fathom. Not only their own story, but the story of their ancestors. We all go back so far. And in this present moment, on this day, all the people you meet, all that life from generations and from so many places all over the world flows together and meets you here like a life-giving water if you only open your heart and drink. Open your heart to the incredible gifts that civilization gives to us. You flip a switch and there is electric light. You turn a faucet and there is warm water and cold water and drinkable water. It's a gift that millions and millions in the world will never experience. So these are just a few of an enormous number of gifts to which we can open your heart. And so I wish you that you will open your heart to all these blessings and let them flow through you, that everyone whom you will meet on this day will be blessed by you. Just by your eyes, by your smile, by your touch, just by your presence. Let the gratefulness overflow into blessing all around you. And then it will really be a good day.
Thank you, Kaylin, for sharing that. You know, as I was looking at this video for the first time in a long time, I created it way back. The music and spoken word, I created it in 2008. And then the first presence of the TED Talk that Louis did was about 2010. And now I think it's 50 million people have seen that, or it's pretty remarkable. But I was noticing, what is this? What is it about gratitude and about the way Louis interpreted Brother David's words that feels connected to shelter? And again, what I saw, you know, that boy hugging the tree, that smile, that father putting his arm around his son, that this sense of a kind of normalcy that we've lost some of since incrementally for a long time, but especially since COVID. There's this sense of we're not in normal times. And at least for me, shelter has become a multidimensional term. To say a phrase that my best female friend Lorinda says, which is, I am my own only permanent guest. And the other phrase would be that the only unconditional loving parent I'll ever have is inside of me. And that sense of belonging to each other and to the earth and to this sense of flow and this beautiful sense of connection to family and kindness and the smiles. We have to generate this now as an investment. We can't be, as Brother David said, circumstantially reliant on our lives in order to feel grateful. We have to not be worried about whether we'll have the glass half empty or full, but be grateful for the glass itself. And that gratitude for the glass itself is a kind of shelter. So let's just all take a breath right now and just feel the shelter. And I'm going to bring forward my friend Arkan Lushwalo, who really talked about the fact that there's no wisdom, kindness, community gathering that isn't shared with the fire and with the sage, or without a way of sacralizing. So I'm just going to make sacred in a way that I could have or would have the moment I started speaking, and just we're in a virtual space of smudging anything that's in the way of us feeling an unobstructed, clear, clean path to that literal and metaphysical shelter, that sacred space that we can create in our vibrational field, in the unitive experience of the oneness of all. Let's just be with this. The way Jude gave us 10 minutes, let's just be with sacred space. And then I'll end with another experience that will be a beautiful way to belong to each other. So let's just hold space together and create a shelter of belonging in our community right now. What are you grateful for? In this next final 3 minutes, I want us to experience how we can create instant shelter with each other by the generosity of our countenance. And so please feel free, if you can, to put your video on. And I'm going to be playing this beautiful transformance by Sarah McCrum called Do You Know How Beautiful You Are? But this is a tool, especially online, where we get to look at each other's gorgeousness, our presence, our countenance, without having to say hello. It's just being here. And allow yourself to be witnessed and seen. And in seeing and being seen, we create a field of belonging together. I'm going to play this track. I think I'm sharing, right? Yes. Great. I feel so privileged. This is so beautiful. Here we go. So allow yourself to be seen and be seen. And if you don't feel comfortable with that, it's just an invitation. Here we go.
Do you know how beautiful you are?
Spotlight periodic.
Have you ever stopped to look at yourself? To see yourself in your truth? In the clarity of who you are? In your magnificence? If only you could see what I can see. If only you could know what I know of you. You would stand before yourself in awe. You would see yourself you would feel yourself. You would know yourself. And so I invite you in this moment to see how beautiful you are. To see yourself in clarity, in simplicity, in your true nature. I invite you to see yourself. beautiful.
I don't know what music Karen was listening to, but she was bopping and going to something. And I'm going to turn this music off. Thank you, all of you, for the opportunity to share my work for exactly what it was designed for. And I pass the baton over to Teresa. And as my dear friend Clint Rogers says, I love you, and I'm with you, and I see you.
Thank you, Gary. I'm going to invite us all, as we saw those beautiful faces, to pulse this blessing and gratitude of comfortable shelter out to the world. Every image that came on, everyone was sitting in comfortable shelter. And there are those around the planet that don't have this blessing. So thank you, Gary, for this beautiful spaciousness of gratitude and belonging. And let's pulse that out to the planet. This coherence, this community, this common unity from our global silent minute through this attunement, through this musical journey. We expand this frequency together, build this field of coherence and pulse that out for all beyond our Peace Week participants to those sleeping in cardboard boxes. Yeah. Thank you all.
And we take that beautiful energy, we always bring it right into the center of our own sweet heart so that we're always nourished first and foremost, because the more nourished we are, the more comfortable at home we are in our hearts, the more that we can spread this love and joy and peace and care and compassion out into the world. So we just have a few minutes, and I'm just going to share some things that are coming up, because the pulse is, it's really designed to be this moment of coherence and love and our coming together as community in the midst of some really beautiful offerings. So Kaylin's going to put up a few slides for us. Yeah, day 97. I know Ben Bowler's come on. It's day 97. Oh my gosh. And this morning, Gary had a special event, Islands of Inner Peace. And you can go and find the replay on the one stream. So check it out, because it was a really beautiful offering, and I think the beginning of something. And right after this event, as I said in the beginning of the show, the plenary session is honoring the Divine Mother. So stay with it. I think this is going to be such a beautiful, deep and continuation of what we've done with the Pulse. And then onward we go. So tomorrow in the morning, 7 core needs. If you haven't attended one of the fireside chats, I tell you, they just keep getting deeper and really profound and beautiful, and so much richness being offered with Dot and Shelley Orstroff and Jan with eco-governance. And then the day continues. It's a big day. There's an Up Convergence, the Harvest, and also a second Up Convergence session tomorrow. So it's really an opportunity for the community to gather an open space technology forum. I know Ben, John Raymer, and many have been working on those. So please attend if you want to do that connection with the community and really build some coherence. And then onward into the Global Coherence Pulse in the afternoon. Day 98 will be our last daily pulse before day 99, when a whole bunch of wonderful things that are happening, manifesting our potential. And Julie Krull is going to be our guide tomorrow. And onward again we go into day 99, and there are a few really important events we want you to know about. The first is the One Planet Peace Forum. So there'll be a beautiful session. Julie's actually the host of that show, and it'll be a deep dialogue, beautiful, contemplative moments of pause. And we want to invite everyone to come to this beautiful event. And then we move into Donna Leah has a gratitude ceremony for the humans and nature elders. And then we end with a gala, 99 days, hosted by the Global Coherence Pulse, Unity Earth, and Scott Katamas with the Awakening World Global Peace Tribe. So a lot. Stay connected because the field is building and we're all being nourished. And be sure to go to Peace Through Unity and add your thoughts, add your reflections, add your projects. And when you're there, please check out the connection field, Islands of Coherence for the good of the whole. Everything in there is really there to support us to cultivate greater coherence in the heart of our lives and through us into the world. And so this ends our Global Coherence Pulse today. We're going to go ahead and end the stream. Blessings to everyone. Take this energy into your day and continue to embody peace through unity for a thriving world for all. Thank you.
Lisa, since we're a little early, why don't I put a little music going out that has some energy of gratitude? Is that good, or do we need to end it?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay, great.
I mean, I don't want to, but we have a bit of time, Teresa. Is that okay for you?
Yeah, it's fine. You don't need to sound check. Let's put the image up, Kaylin, if you want.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Go ahead, Gary.
Okay.
Hey, Kaylin, let's pull up Donna Leah's slides and let's just share what the ancient tree elders spoke to us about comfortable shelter. These have been shared in the morning fire, and over the 7 weeks leading up to Peace Week, people met together and asked this question: how can we organize ourselves to ensure that all humans and animals have guaranteed access to you, comfortable shelter? How can we ensure your thrival? And these were some of the answers they got.
We just
The
need 5 minutes.
the old tree. I'm dying and I give shelter, so start with yourselves. Please give shelter to whoever you can, even though it might change something in you. Just do it. The old grandmother, Tatu. Learn how to support your own body to be a better shelter for your spirit. It's from Maya Shaw. Beautiful. And one last one. The old tree. Wildlife needs you. Re-wild yourselves again so you know what you are going through. Beautiful. Thank you, nature elders. And we close this global coherence. Stay on for the plenary session that's going to start.